Hello and welcome to the SHRM Labs WorkplaceTech Spotlight. My name is Hadeel Al-Tashi, manager at SHRM Labs, and I will be your host for this SHRM Labs series where we shine a spotlight on some of the most interesting future of work innovators, innovations, and issues of today. For today's episode, we're going to talk about driving sustainability through employee benefits. As HR professionals, you're probably seeking ways to enhance employee benefits while also addressing the growing demand for corporate sustainability. However, bridging the gap between the two is not an easy task. Today, we are going to explore how Carbon Savings Account, or CSA for short, tackles this issue heads on, where it provides a solution that benefits both employees and employers while driving meaningful progress in sustainability and financial wellness. Joining us for this conversation is Lizzy Kolar, co-founder and CEO at Scope Zero. Lizzy, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you. I really appreciate the opportunity to be here.
Before we begin, Lizzy, can you tell the audience a little bit about you, Scope Zero, and what this CSA is all about?
For sure. So my name is Lizzy Kolar, and I'm co-founder and CEO of Scope Zero. And at Scope Zero, we created what's called the Carbon Savings Account, or CSA. And the CSA is similar to a health savings account. So the employee and the employer both contribute funds to the CSA. But of course, instead of using the money for eligible healthcare expenses like you would in an HSA, the employees use CSA funds for eligible home technology and personal transportation upgrades that reduce their utility bills, their fuel expenses, and their carbon footprint. And these CSA eligible upgrades include everything from Energy Star refrigerators to LEDs to electric vehicles. So the CSA ends up serving as this innovative financial wellness benefit for employees because these upgrades can save the average US household over $5,000 per year. And in addition to being a financial wellness benefit, the CSA is also a corporate sustainability strategy because it engages employees in corporate sustainability efforts, and the CSA directly reduces a company's work from home and commute emissions. So the CSA can accelerate a company's net zero goals.
Awesome. So, Lizzy, how does this work? You work with the company's HR or sustainability teams to offer the CSA to their employees, and then the employees sign up to join the CSA program?
Exactly. So our product is a platform that facilitates the CSA. So the employees simply create an account with us to participate in the CSA program. And you can think about our CSA platform in three main pillars: the financial pillar, the analytics pillar, and the marketplace pillar. So on the financial pillar, this is where we create and administer the individual bank account for every employee that enrolls in the CSA and issue them a CSA debit card. We also have reimbursement functionality built in as well. And then our team verifies that the purchases are CSA eligible. And we can also integrate with a company's payroll and HRIS systems to automate all of the contributions, reimbursements, employee census updates. So it's very simple to get up and running at a company, and then everything is automated from there. So that's the financial pillar. On the analytics pillar, this is where we create an energy and water profile of each employee's home, and then a fuel profile of each of their vehicles. So that's how we're able to do that financial and environmental performance tracking, which can then be fed into companies' sustainability reporting or branding. And then this analytics pillar can be quite valuable to the employee as well, with customized upgrade recommendations. And then finally, on the marketplace piece, this is where we have a network of vendors that sell and install eligible upgrades. We also surface relevant utility and government incentives that are available for CSA products. So, for example, many utility companies will pay you to upgrade to a smart thermostat or a new heating system. But these incentives can be pretty difficult to track down and understand. So our platform simplifies and streamlines that process for employees.
Very cool. Can you elaborate on how CSA makes home technology and personal transportation upgrades more affordable and accessible for employees?
For sure. So when I think about the value that the CSA provides to the employees, the first step is the financial incentive or means to make the CSA upgrades. So that's with the employer contribution or reimbursement. And then the second step is everything logistically associated with the CSA upgrades. So we help employees understand what product is going to be best for their home, what vendors can they purchase the products from, what products are going to be best for their climate, for example. And with these customized upgrade recommendations, we can cater those recommendations to each employee's goals. So maybe some employees are working within a certain budget, or some employees know that they want to renovate their kitchen this year. So we can cater all of that to each individual. And really, one of my favorite pieces of the CSA is how equitable it is for all employees. We have employees using the CSA that live in red states, blue states, urban and rural settings. The age range is young 20s to mid 60s. And then we have a great mix of renters and homeowners as well. So the CSA can truly meet any employee where they are with their personal home and transportation setup.
That's very cool. And now, in addition to it being a valuable employee benefit, how does the CSA now align with and enhance corporate sustainability efforts? Can you elaborate on the benefits it offers to the company?
For sure. So for the company, we're both an employee benefit and a corporate sustainability strategy. So we'll talk about the employee benefit side first. So the CSA is an effective solution to differentiate any company's benefits package that can help you attract and retain top talent. And we're also seeing that HR leaders can use the CSA to reduce the costs of their overall benefits expenses, because the CSA can streamline other existing benefits. So for example, if a company already offers commuter benefits or a work from home stipend, or some companies are even starting to offer reimbursements for electric vehicles, these companies can redirect those budgets into the CSA. And now that money is within a CSA, the employee has more choice on how they can apply those funds intentionally. So the CSA, again, ends up proving to be one of the most equitable benefits that you can offer. And it has this ability to create this immediate and long-lasting financial wellness. So that's how the CSA drives value on the employee benefits side. And then corporate sustainability side, our platform measures, reduces, and reports on a company's work from home and commute emissions. And that process is quite painful for a company to do on their own, but we're able to automate that, and we can do it at scale. And so the CSA is able to directly reduce a company's emissions, which can save the company money on how much they're spending on carbon credit offsets to meet their net zero goals. And in addition to the actual reduction of corporate emissions through the CSA, we see that companies really love how well the CSA engages employees in their corporate sustainability efforts and how mission aligned the CSA can be with company values. And we can onboard any size company at any time throughout the year, and we can support employees that are based outside of the US as well. So the CSA ends up being this universally accessible and impactful solution for companies to offer.
I love that. Organizations have different employees with different needs, and I love that the CSA provides options, or enables employees to choose from different options. So how does the CSA address the increasing interest in individual and corporate sustainability trends, in your opinion?
Yeah, so, since over the past few years, really since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic, we've seen several financial and sustainability trends surface for both employees and employers. So, on the employee side, when you think about finances, residential utility bills have significantly increased with the shift to hybrid and remote work, and household budgets are tighter due to post-pandemic inflation. And then individuals are also starting to care about what they can do to contribute to a healthy planet. And they're demanding that their companies are demonstrating a commitment to a healthy climate as well. So then on the corporate side, there's been a massive shift from emissions occurring at an office building, but now these emissions didn't go away. They're just distributed among everybody's homes if you're working hybrid or remote setups. And so companies need to be pulling every lever that they can to meet their aggressive climate and net zero carbon emission goals. And then, on the financial side of corporations, constantly looking for creative solutions that can modernize their benefits package to attract and retain the best talent while staying within an affordable budget. And so as these realities continue to persist, we see this spike in demand for a solution that can address both the financial and environmental wellness for both companies and employees. And so the CSA does a great job of being a universal and flexible solution to meet those needs.
That's very cool. Lizzy, I shared this with you earlier. I mean, the whole CSA concept is very interesting to me. Tell me a little bit, what inspired you to create, the carbon savings account?
Yeah. Well, I think about the evolution of the idea for the carbon savings account over 3 different periods of my life. So the first was my childhood. I grew up in West Virginia, which, it's a beautiful state. My family still lives there. But West Virginia's main industry is coal, and it's consistently ranked in the top 3 poorest states in the country. So it makes for a bit of an ironic situation because, your community members are risking their health to power the region. But at the same time, they're largely part of the 1/3 of Americans that can't afford their utility bills, let alone the efficiency upgrades that would make those bills affordable. I was fortunate enough to go to school, study mechanical engineering, and this takes me into phase 2 of the evolution for the idea. So after I studied mechanical engineering at West Virginia University, I worked at a company called Ameresco, where I was designing energy and water efficiency upgrades for military base housing all over the US. So that's where I gained an expertise in residential utility consumption. And that's where I was able to put numbers to how unaffordable and inaccessible home tech upgrades are, not just for people in Appalachia, but for most homes across the US. And then the third and final phase was in 2019, I left my position at Ameresco for grad school at Stanford University in a program that's called Sustainable Design and Construction. And during that time, I was doing some informal side work with a recently retired VP of Sustainability at Nike, who was trying to get all of Nike employees to electrify their homes. So this experience was very important because it got me thinking about how employees and companies can work together to facilitate and accelerate home efficiency upgrades in a way that aligns incentives for both corporations and individuals, both financially and environmentally. And then when I was at Stanford, I met my co-founder, Caitlin High Street. She was in the same program as me, but her background happens to be within employee benefits. So when we came up with the idea for the CSA, we were truly able to combine our expertise in employee benefits, corporate sustainability, and residential utilities in a way that can create this significant financial and environmental impact. And, we've both just been so grateful for the opportunity to bring the CSA to life. And I think, again, one of my favorite pieces is just how equitable the CSA is in providing value to all companies and all employees, and being able to serve as an impactful solution to drive financial and environmental wellness, not just for the company, not just for the employees, but also for the planet.
That's awesome. I love that, and what a story. And it seems like you and your co-founder there have the right expertise to come up with this and build something that's truly robust and impactful in the space. So thanks for sharing that. Lizzy, what recommendations or resources can you share with us today for anybody that's curious and learning more about CSAs?
Yeah, so of course, anybody can visit our website at scope-0.com. And then another shout out to SHRM Labs. We were featured in one of the Workplace Pulse pieces last week. So there's a nice write-up on your website as well. So those are the 2 places I would direct folks to. And then on our website, you can also contact us there or request a demo in case it's, the CSA could be a good fit at any company.
Perfect. Well, Lizzy, thank you so much for your time and for sharing your insights with us. We had such fun conversation and appreciated, learning more about CSAs. But yeah, this has been wonderful, and appreciate the resources that you've shared with us. I hope everyone that's listening and tuning in that you enjoyed this, and please go visit Scope Zero's website, scope-zero.com, to learn more about the platform and how everything works. And if you've enjoyed this live stream, please share it. Use the hashtags SHRM Labs, Workplace Tech, and don't forget to tag SHRM. And visit our website at shrmlabs.com to stay up to date with the latest events, resources around innovations, innovators, and anything and everything related to workplace technology. Thanks everyone for tuning in. We hope you had a great time, and we'll see you next time. Take care.